This meeting to order. If we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next is the moment of silence. Thank you. Next on our agenda is, roll call. Sorry, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Present.
Trustee Reinders.
Present.
Trustee Lepore.
Present.
Trustee Muller.
Present.
Trustee Schaller.
Present.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Present.
Mayor Knightsky-Troicki.
Present. Next is community recognition. For E1, we were going to recognize a few deputies from the Will County Sheriff's Office. Unfortunately, they were unable to make it today because they got called to duty, so they will be rescheduling their recognition. But next on the agenda, we have recognizing Dunkin' Donuts / Baskin Robbins at 14135 South Bell Road, who are receiving the Inclusive Impact Award. Is Dunkin' Donuts here or Baskin Robbins? I'd hate to present it to them if they're not here. They said they would make it. Oh boy, I don't see them. I hope they're not running late. Okay, well, while they're not here, I'd still like to tell you guys their story. Is Miss O'Connor here? I had asked Miss O'Connor to kind of give the spiel about what took place at Baskin Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts. She had notified me of what happened, and I thought it was a real impact story. With everything that's going on in the world today, and even in Homer Glen with all the negativity, I figured the new motto for 2026 is positivity. We're going to start spreading positive news and representing the good in our community. So, Susie, if you wouldn't mind.
Good evening, Mayor Knightsky-Troicki, trustees, Madam Clerk, village staff, and community members. What is inclusion? Inclusion is the practice of ensuring everyone feels valued and respected, regardless of their abilities. It's about creating an environment where individuals are seen, heard, and welcomed. Last month, my son's special education class at Hadley Middle School participated in one of their monthly community outings. These outings are thoughtfully designed by the school's program to help students thrive in the world around them, learning how to interact with others, build relationships, life skills, and gain confidence alongside their peers. On this particular day, the class needed to make a last-minute change for their snack stop and visited the Dunkin' Donuts located at 14135 South Bell Road. What could have been a simple ice cream stop turned into something truly special. The staff welcomed the children with warmth, kindness, and genuine enthusiasm, making it clear how happy they were to have them there. In addition to the delicious ice cream treats, the children were even surprised with some awesome Dunkin' Donuts swag. The joy on the children's face said it all. This stop was truly the cherry on top of an already amazing day. As a parent of a child with special needs, you hope your community and local businesses treat your child with the dignity and respect they deserve. That day, this Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins did exactly that. I'm honored to speak about their extraordinary kindness shown to these children, not only on that day, but through their continued respect and care they show to thousands of local residents daily, and the value they bring being a part of our beautiful community. Congratulations to the family employees of Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins on receiving the inaugural Mayor's Inclusive Impact Award. Thank you for your kindness, your respect to your customers, and for embracing even our smallest community members. You are truly one of the best.
Yeah.
So I am a little disappointed that Dunkin' Donuts isn't here, but is there someone from 33C that would like to say anything about their experience from Dunkin' Donuts that day? No? Anybody? Okay. I know the microphone can be a little scary at first, but we're all friends here, so if anybody wants to speak on behalf of the school, that is fine. Is that someone coming up? Yay! Just be sure to state your name before you speak.
My name is Kristen Schroeder, and I'm the principal here at Hadley Middle School.
And we are here with a lot of our staff because we are so grateful to Dunkin' Donuts and what they did for our teachers and our amazing students. And we are all here to show how much we appreciate them and how they have such a great impact on our students. And I cannot say it better than how Mrs. O'Connor spoke herself.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Ms. Schroeder, I'm going to ask you to stay right there for a second, okay?
Okay.
So the events department, we put on the gnomes, the gnomes out in the park. The events department is pleased to recognize the winners of the Holiday Snowman and Gnomes Decorating Contest, where community members vote for their favorite snowman and gnome through our online survey. So the first place, which was People's Choice Award, was sponsored by the events department, which was Relive Dance Company. The second place, which is the Mayor's Choice. Now, ironically, this was also the second highest vote getter, and that's usually how I pick the choice of the Mayor's Award. But that went to the Hadley Middle School Special Education class. So I do have to mention the third place winner before we go into further detail about you. The third place Homer Glen Junior Women's Club Award, sponsored by the Women's Club, went to the McLennan family as well. So those are the three winners. But ironically, oh yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. We're all happy today. Ironically, a parent told me that the teachers had promised if the class won, they would get a pizza party. So you guys did win a pizza party from Babalu's. But the Ability Awareness Committee.
Excited.
Yes. Is there anyone from the Ability Awareness Committee here? Did you want to speak as well? Kitty, I saw you raise your hand, and Bob. Did you? If you do, come on up to the microphone.
I'm just going to be a little highlight about our group.
Okay. All right. We'll get to you next then. So what the Ability Awareness Committee did as well, so we thought it was really cool that Dunkin' Donuts recognized this special education class of Hadley, and then they won the award. But what the Ability Awareness Committee did then is we took it out of our budget to buy each kid in your classroom Baskin-Robbins gift cards as well. So I'm going to give these to you.
That's amazing.
Woo!
Thank you.
Is anybody from your class or your school here that like to do a photo with all the trustees and get their award?
That would be really amazing.
Come on, guys.
Andrew and
We're going.
I thought you might have there is Chris. Oh, and they even have swag from Dunkin' Donuts. And we also have the teachers and.
Yeah, bring them all up.
So we have teachers and our dean and our superintendent and some of our school board members because
You guys line
they
them
all
all.
like to support our staff.
Why don't you sign up first and we'll fill in. Your parents will do the line. Come on.
How are you?
I'm Christina. Nice to meet you.
Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts. Got it? All right. Is the McLennan family here? Our first place winners already came and for the pickup prize.
Oh, she's asking for them now? Okay, got it. Good.
So you won the women's club basket. Yay, thank you.
I wish we had yours.
Nice cigarette.
Yeah, that's for you.
Prize basket.
Take a picture of Mom.
Say it again.
grab it before we start. Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to item F, amendments to the agenda.
Mayor, I'd like to make some amendments to the agenda.
Sure.
Okay, I would like to move L1 up to G1, and I would also like to move the workshop M up to after consent agenda, before legislative and action items.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee
Either way.
Mason was louder. Any more amendments, I guess I should ask now. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll on the amendments to the agenda?
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any more discussion on that? Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Trustee Mason? Trustee Holzhauser? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. So, moving on to L1. Consider for approval a resolution number 26-001, a resolution designating Heritage Circle with the honorary street name Zemke Way in recognition of Lou Zemke's public service and contributions to the village.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Mason, is there a
I
second?
will second that.
Trustee Reinders. Okay, we're going to have a little discussion first. Trustee Reinders?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I would like to take a few moments to recognize a veteran in our community who has dedicated countless hours to service, not just to our country, but to the village of Homer Glen and to the people who call it home. Lou Zemke has worked tirelessly to help form an American Legion in our village, creating a place where veterans can come together, support one another, and continue to serve with the same spirit of unity and purpose that define their time in uniform. His leadership has also been instrumental in bringing awareness to the importance of honoring our service members, not only on special occasions, but through lasting actions that show our respect every day. As chair of the Parks Committee, I've had the privilege of working closely with Lou, and what stands out most is his steady commitment and his unwavering belief that the sacrifices made by our military members should never be forgotten. Lou is not someone who seeks recognition. He is someone who sees a need, steps forward, and gets to work. Lou has been a guiding force in bringing a Veterans Memorial to our community, and that memorial will stand as a lasting reminder of courage, sacrifice, and dedication. It will also reflect the kind of person Lou is, someone focused on legacy, not for himself, but for those who served and those we've lost. Tonight, we honor that commitment in a meaningful way. Renaming Heritage Circle as Zemke Way is a testament to the difference one person can make when they lead with service, purpose, and heart. It is a visible reminder that when someone gives so much of themselves to others, a community takes notice and a community remembers. Lou, on behalf of myself, our village, our Parks Committee, and our residents, thank you for your service, your leadership, and for all you have done to ensure our veterans are honored with the dignity they deserve.
We're not done yet. So, because people knew this was happening today, we had previous, I'm going to sit back down for a moment, but a previous trustee, Beth Rogers, had asked for me to read a statement into the record as well. We won't make you stand again, but I believe every trustee on this board has something to say, and I know some of the staff does as well, so this meeting might take a little longer than expected. But this is from Beth Rogers. Good evening, Mayor and Village Trustees. I ask you to consider renaming Heritage Circle in honor of Lou Zemke, someone whose service and leadership continue to shape our community. A street name may seem like a small thing, but it's actually one of the most visible ways a community chooses to say, this person matters. It reflects our values and tells future generations who we believe is worth honoring. Lou Zemke is the kind of person who doesn't just live in Homer Glen. He serves it. He believes deeply in the community, service, and standing up for others, and he lives those values every day. Here in Homer Glen, Lou helped establish American Legion post-2011. When it needed leadership, he stepped forward and served as its commander. Because of his commitment, veterans in our community have a place built on respect, support, and camaraderie. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because Lou was willing to put in the work. Lou shows up when something needs to be done. He gives his time, his energy, and his leadership quietly and consistently. Like Trustee Reiner said, not for recognition, but because he believes in honoring service and strengthening the community around him. He also has a rare ability to make people feel seen. He listens, he encourages, he leads with integrity and compassion, and people trust him because they know his commitment is genuine. Honoring Lou while he is still with us, it matters. It allows us to say thank you. Not someday, but now. It allows this community to publicly recognize the values he represents and the example he continues to set. Renaming a street in Lou Zemke's honor will be a lasting symbol of those values. Every day, people will pass the sign, families, neighbors, veterans, young people just learning what service looks like. And even if they never met Lou personally, that name will quietly remind them that this community values leadership, service, and heart. This request comes from a place of gratitude and respect. Homer Glen is stronger because of you, Lou Zemke, and honoring him in this way reflects the very best of who we are as a community. Thank you for your time, your service, and your thoughtful consideration. Love, Beth Rogers. Do any of the trustees have anything they would like to say at this moment?
I do, Madam Mayor. Lou, in the short 4 years or so that we've met, I've had the honor to work with you and the pleasure to help you with some stuff for the Post. We truly appreciate your service. And I can't state it any better than the mayor did for Ms. Rogers or Trustee Reinders. We truly appreciate your service. This is an honor for me to be able to cast my vote for absolutely naming this Zemke Way. Your integrity, hard work for the Post, your service to our country, we can't thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Lou's family here tonight, and I know Bob and Bill were fighting over who was going to speak on behalf of Lou, but I think Bill won the coin toss. So Bill, would you like to come up and say a few words at the podium? Thank you.
I just want to say my voice is not going to make it tonight. So my son Bill's going to say a few words for me, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
As the mayor said, my name's Bill Zemke. I'm Lou's oldest son, and I'm going to try to do justice to what he would be saying, which is a tough act to follow. Madam Mayor and members of the Homer Glen Village Board, thank you for this honor. I can honestly say I never expected to see my name on a street sign. My family and friends will enjoy seeing it for a long time. I have lived in Homer Glen for over 14 years and take great pride in being a resident. Thank you for this recognition and great honor. I truly appreciate it. Lou Zemke.
He's adding something.
He also just wanted to thank all family and friends who came out tonight. And I also want to say thank you all for the kind words you shared tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to close it with my final sentiments on Lou. When trying to write something down today, it was impossible. I literally could not get through writing anything down because I have so much I want to say to you, which I'm sure you already know that I love you personally. This village loves you personally. There's just so much mad respect I have for you and everything that you've done for this community. Naming this road after you was easy. actually. When I spoke to you the other day, you were like, I don't know how you pulled it off. Actually, it was one of the easiest discussions I've ever had with the board. They jumped all over it. It's probably one of the most proudest moments I will ever have, being mayor, a trustee, clerk, or for whatever future endeavors I endure. This is an honorable moment. Rosie, stop it. You're going to make me tear up over here. I see Marion Village back there. They're all here to support you. Just by show of hands real fast, how many are here in support of Lou getting this today? Lou, look at the impact you had. You have an impact on this community and myself personally. I cannot express. Even my children came here tonight and they asked, my daughter Teddy said, Mom, can I give Lou his certificate? So I'm gonna ask her to come up to give it to you too. I didn't want to forget Brent Woods. He also wanted to add just one final statement.
You know, thank you, Madam President, but I first had the pleasure of meeting Lou 5 years ago when I started here, and so I struggled. I wanted to write something down, and I struggled a little bit to keep it short enough to keep you from giving me the hook. Anyway, as Public Works Director, my team and I spend most of our time focused on the nuts and bolts of Homer Glen, maintaining the roads that get the residents home safely every day. But tonight, it takes on a much deeper meaning. In a few moments, this board is going to officially designate Heritage Circle as the honorary Zemke Way. To drivers just passing by, it may look like just another street sign, but to this department and this community, it's a permanent landmark of gratitude for the honorable service Lou Zemke gave to this nation and to this village. Public Works is about service to the community, but men like Lou Zemke define what service truly means at the highest level. By placing his name above this roadway, we are ensuring that every time a plow passes in the winter or a neighbor drives to work in the morning, they're going to be reminded of the sacrifices made by our veterans. It is an honor for Public Works, for the Public Works Department to be the stewards of this roadway. We take great pride in maintaining this path that will now bear Lou's name. On behalf of my entire crew, I want to thank Lou Zemke for his service and his family for sharing him with us. It will be a great honor for Public Works to place the new sign when it arrives, making it a permanent part of Homer Glen.
Thank you. So Trustee Reinders over here is telling me little secrets, and those secrets are that she's pushing extremely hard to make sure that memorial gets done this year, and I believe the board can vouch for that. We're going to make sure that it gets done absolutely this year, and maybe then we'll propose again to have another name somewhere up. Maybe it might be Zemke again, we don't know. But Lou, right now, the board would like to present you, and my daughter Teddy would like to present you with your honorary sign.
Real quick before we do that. Color guard, attention! Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, prepare to post the color guards. The color, post. Color guard, post.
So what we did was, the sign didn't come in time, so we made a little temporary sign. But when it does come in, this is what it will look like. And we also framed the resolution for you.
Color guard attention. Color guard prepare to retrieve the colors. Color guard forward march.
So we do want to allow Lou a minute to, he wanted to stay as long as he could, but he did just ask if we would allow him just a few minutes to leave the Village Hall of the meeting. So if we can all just remain in the room so he can head out, that would be great. One more time for Lou. You have to call a roll? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
We're driving over there.
I don't know. So we didn't take an official vote yet, but I think I know where the vote's going. Madam Clerk, would you like to call the roll?
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
I'd also like to vote aye on that one. We're going to just allow whoever wants to leave just a few minutes to go ahead and head out before we continue on.
Do I have time to use the restroom?
Sure.
Mayor?
Do you need any help?
No, no. Yeah, Carrie.
Thank you to everyone who came. I see a lot of familiar faces back there. Okay, so Trustee Mason had to excuse himself just for a few moments, but we can continue on. We'll move on to H, approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve December 10th, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore? Any discussion? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Aye. Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then now we will move on to public comment. Just a reminder to keep your comments to 3 minutes. First, we're going to go to Joe Treese.
Good evening, I'm Joe Treese. The reason I'm here tonight was actually two things. The tree ordinance, but I feel that there's going to be a number of people speaking on that. And the other thing will be the Environment Committee. The whole time I've been on the Environment Committee, we've had two trustees. One was the chair and the other the co-chair. And then the last trustee we had just one trustee who, for whatever reason, often could not make the meetings and sometimes couldn't make the meetings for a couple of months in a row, and our agenda was never brought forward. So on the January 5th Environment Committee meeting, the opinion of the members there unanimously felt that we are requesting that a trustee chair the committee. And the reason for this is the present people we have for staff cannot speak to you on a one-on-one basis and represent the committee as it should be represented. And also we are requesting that we have a co-chair. So should the chair not be present at the committee, the co-chair could keep going and keep a committee meeting going, and we don't lose any progress. And that's what we're requesting. I'm told that the only way we can do this is with a 3-minute public comment that I don't think it should be. It's your committee. We're volunteers. that we're volunteering our time. We should be able to communicate with you other than a 3-minute limit. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Treese. I can address that when it comes to new business because it's not on the agenda, but I'm happy to address all of that then. Heidi Pasella.
Good evening, Village Board, Village President. Before I begin my comments, I just want to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation for the veterans that were just here, those that were present tonight, and those in the community who have served in the past. Their commitment, their service, and willingness to serve something greater than themselves is the reason we enjoy our freedom and civic participation we have today. So I'm deeply grateful for that. I'm here tonight, though, to speak about the current state of the village's Environment Committee. The concern I'm raising is not about the dedication or intentions of the volunteers involved. People give their time because they care about Homer Glen, and that deserves respect. However, what is noticeably lacking right now is clear direction and purpose for the committee. At present, it is difficult to understand what the Environment Committee's goals are or how it aligns with the broader priorities of the village. Without defined objectives, timelines, or guidance from the leadership, even the most committed volunteers are left spinning their wheels. That leads to frustration, inefficiency, and missed opportunities to make a meaningful impact. In the Village Code, Chapter 10, Section 10 through 16, it states that the village president shall first seek to appoint a village trustee as chair of any standing committee, which underscores the importance of trustee leadership and direction for committees like the Environment Committee. That leadership structure exists for a reason, to provide accountability and alignment with the village board. When that structure is not clear, it doesn't function and committees naturally struggle. I respectfully ask the village board to take a closer look at how the Environment Committee is operating. Having at least one trustee appointed with a co-chair will provide clear guidance and accountability. If all the other committees follow this code, then why isn't the Environment Committee? Thank you for your time, and again, thank you to every veteran that was here tonight and to those listening at home. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Andy Pinelli.
Thank you, and good evening. Andy Pinelli. I'm on the Village of Homer Glen Environmental Committee and president of the DeBoer Woods Homeowners Association. I'm here tonight to, I sent the trustees and the mayor some pictures on Monday, and I just wanted to take a minute to explain them. One of the features that makes the Village of Homer Glen unique is, and desirable is the natural beauty of the area, and wooded lots contribute a lot to that aesthetic. But over the last 20 years that we've been a village, we really haven't had a tree ordinance that's sufficient to adequately protect that aesthetic. Our current tree ordinance, for instance, only protects trees lots larger than 5 acres. In April of last year, an effort was led by Mayor Christina towards improving our village's anemic existing tree ordinance. An ordinance was drafted and reviewed by a workshop, and issues were identified and next step actions items planned to model variables in multiple scenarios. And really this modeling would help us complete kind of a better picture of what a draft ordinance needs to do. It would really help make the draft much more acceptable for fitness for use. But progress has kind of appeared to stop. So I sent the pictures just kind of as a wake-up nudge, because in the pictures represent what happened in my little neighborhood of about 60 homes in the period where action has kind of stopped to where we are today. And there were pictures of very, very significant heritage trees that were healthy, that were dropped, and a lot that was clear cut. So, or partially, almost completely clear cut. So that was really what I was trying to accomplish. When there's, without a suitable tree ordinance in place, clear cuts occur and healthy heritage trees are removed. And when there's no incentives, significant trees disappear one lot at a time and negatively impact our neighborhoods,
30
but also
seconds.
the appearance of the village. So I want to thank the mayor, staff, and trustees who took the time to work on the committee of the whole to create a path forward to improve what was a very rough first draft. And the question is now, how can we continue to work together to complete the assignment of initiating a suitable, effective, revised tree ordinance? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McGee?
Michael McGee, 13601 Longview Drive. Madam Mayor and the board, thank you so much. As a United States Air Force veteran myself, and also going on to work for the government for 45 years total, I really appreciate the fact that you did this today. I'm just overwhelmed. Thank you.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you. No problem. Anytime. So, last March, the 27th, we did have a workshop. It was much appreciated. This was on the heels of help that we had received from the village, from trustees, the mayor, regarding utilities, clear cutting regarding BP, so that residents started looking at this and saying, okay, how can we protect ourselves from this? So it went on to the tree ordinance. And the original tree ordinance, which is now 20 years old, is very flimsy. Andy was talking about it. It's just, this amendment is really needed. So, post-election, we lost the EC, the Environmental Committee, lost. Some people were promoted, some people just left. We lost the trustees, the support that we think is necessary. So, there's no recently voted in village trustee on the board. So no one has taken the initiative. I voted for the reset, by the way, and I support that, but no one has taken the initiative to volunteer on the EC. We're 25 years old this year, right? The village was formed because of environmental concerns. This is really, really important. It just seems that the EC, the Environmental Committee, has, the focus on it has diminished.
30 seconds.
So also, we would want the mayor to consider, if no one is going to take the initiative, which that's what I voted for you, that's why, then I'm asking the mayor, please, listen to Joe and provide a reasonable chair for the committee and a co-chair.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next is, I can't, someone wrote some doctor-like writing here. I don't know. Tap Chicago, does that help? Yeah. Are you a doctor? It looks like it. You should have been one.
I'm just here with the Chase team. Should any questions?
Chase.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'll get your name then. Christy Nazar? Take your time, no rush.
Stretch like a
Stretch it out.
Good evening, I'm Christy Nasser on Chrisland Farm. Thank you very much to our veterans. I'm a daughter of a veteran, Air Force veteran, so I love this. It was very emotional. I'm here speaking for the trees. I've known this area since the 60s, probably longer than most people in this room. I came down here with my mother in the early 60s to board 2 horses. We actually came down gravel roads to be at a barn on 143rd Street. Fast forward to 2002, we bought 31 acres on 143rd Street. As you guys all know, I'm the voice of screaming, keep it 2 lanes, not 4 or 5. I'm here because I want to make sure that there's no unnecessary cutting of the trees. Once they're gone forever. These are beautiful trees. They provide so much for the environment, for Homer Glen. This is what Homer Glen was founded on, trees up there in our symbol. Our beautiful trees on our property, way back when, we weren't even allowed to cut even a small little bush or anything like that before we got the approval of it. It provides oxygen for the community, property lines, animals, erosion, everything. So I really hope that everybody really works on the committee, the environmental committee, and they really help to hold these beautiful, beautiful trees where they are, because like I say, once they're gone, they're gone. We will never ever see them again. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how long I've got left on this planet, but I sure don't want to look out and look at concrete walls and a bunch of cars going by. I want to see trees, birds, environment, and nature. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, next we're going to move on to reports and communications from President and other officers. First up, Village Manager Joe Baber.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Recently, there's been a number of incidents that have occurred in the village that required the services of our first responders. The village would like to thank the Will County Sheriff's Department, Homer and Northwest Homer Fire Districts, Homer Glen Emergency Management, and Homer Glen Public Works Department for their service and urgency in being there to resolve any situation while ensuring the safety of our residents. I would also like to remind the residents that cars are to be removed from village streets after 2-inch or more snowfall until the streets are cleared. Also, please make sure that the storm drains located near your home are free from leaves and debris. That concludes my report this evening.
Thank you. Next is the Village Trustees. Trustee Holzhauser.
No report.
Trustee Lepore.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just want to say Happy New Year to everybody and go Bears. Thank you.
Trustee Mason.
I agree with the Go Bears, but I also agree with Village Manager Baber. There's been a lot of activity, and we would like to thank the Will County Sheriffs. I am the chairman of the Public Service and Safety Committee, as many of you already know. One of the reasons I would like to comment on this incident, because something transpired in the middle of December, just before Christmas. The incident was when a crime was committed on a 73-year-old woman in one of our residents. She was accosted at gunpoint in a home invasion that transpired. After being followed home from grocery shopping on December 10th, she was targeted as part of a series of violent crimes and home invasions that happened in our own backyard. She was targeted and ambushed in her own driveway, then forced into her home by armed men wearing hoodies. These men later found out to be 19-year-old Nikki Calloway and Willie Glen from Chicago. These attackers forced our resident and now victim into her own home and tied her up. They robbed her. They stole her credit cards, withdrew thousands of dollars from a bank in Orland. How terrifying for this woman. I don't even know or can imagine what ran through her mind while being restrained, tied up at gunpoint. The only reason we know that these men and their names is due to the fact that the exact same crime was committed again the very next day in Lamont to a 65-year-old woman and resident. These men were in a stolen vehicle from Chicago, the same one that they used in the Homer Glen invasion. Both of these women were targeted because of their age and assumed to be easy targets. The reason all of these suspects are in custody today and charged with armed violence, aggravated fleeing, eluding police, and aggravated possession of a stolen vehicle is due to LPRs, or flock cameras as you know them, installed in Lamont and Joliet. These men were apprehended after a police chase ensued by Joliet Police and other various police agencies, including our own Will County Sheriff's Department. And thank you, Will County. Again, this would not have ensued if other towns and neighboring villages didn't have flock cameras. The only reason these men were captured was because the LPRs were able to track and identify the crime vehicle used in these heinous crimes. I hope that it's clear from my report that I am a proponent and I am very bullish on the license plate recognition technology that is out there today. I am happy to report that Homer Glen will enhance our own community safety and deter some of this in the very near future. Given the violent nature of the December 2025 incidents involving this 73-year-old resident of Homer Glen and the subsequent attack in Lamont, my position emphasizes how these tools can turn a cold trail into successful apprehension. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Mason. Trustee Reinders?
I have no report, Mayor.
Trustee Muller?
I do not have a report.
Trustee Shaler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For those on the Environmental Committee, I'm sure there'll be some news in the future of who will be the chair and co-chair, as I too am a fan of trees and the environment. So stand by. That's all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
I got a lot.
Oh, have at it.
Just giving some updates on some of the student athletes. I did reach out to Dr. Shoppy at Homer 33C, along with Mrs. Jeffries, who's the athletic director for Homer 33C. So there will be some student athlete accolades coming through shortly. And then I'm going to be in touch with someone from Oak Prairie also. LTHS boys basketball, as of 1-5, was 9-4. They had a 7th place finish in the prestigious Pontiac Holiday Tournament. Girls basketball, as of 1-5, was 14-5. They had a 3rd place finish at the Oak Lawn Tournament. And congratulations to Homer Glen resident Katie Peets for being named the Southtown Player of the Week. Boys bowling won the Rockford East invite right before winter break. Girls bowling won the Palatine invite and finished 3rd at their own invitational right before break and had a 3rd place finish over break at the Harlem invite. Cheer has gotten off to an amazing winter start. Up until this past weekend, they had swept each invite. They will be hosting the Cheer Frost invite this Saturday at LTHS. Girls wrestling finished 5th as a team at the IWCOA dual state. This is a huge accomplishment. This past weekend, they participated at the Conant invite. All 14 lady porters placed, and resident Claudia Heaney placed 1st in the 140-pound weight class. Boys wrestling participated this past weekend in the Cheesehead. Kind of ironic that we just played. They placed 19th out of 46 teams with 5 athletes placing. And then on Friday, January 23rd at LTHS, the Porter community will be honoring and celebrating our veterans. The community ceremony kicks off at 6 p.m. at the East Campus Gymnasium. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Thank you. Village Attorney?
Thank you, Madam President. Honorable trustees, real quick, we have a report on our concluded litigation. Last week, 2 cases, 24 MR 364, resolved. The court affirmed the hearing officer's decision in that matter and denied the relief that was being sought by Mr. Stevens. In the second case, 25 MR 00395, that case was dismissed by the court, and we don't anticipate any further action there. That's all I have at this point.
Thank you. Public safety officials, I see you're on your way up here.
Busy week.
It's been a busy few weeks, huh?
And unfortunately, I was out of town for one of them. The following statement was written and prepared by Under Sheriff Dan Jungle, since he couldn't be here tonight. Madam Mayor, members of the Village Board, and residents of Homer Glen, thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening regarding recent public safety incidents in the village of Homer Glen and the concerns that have been raised about communication from the Will County Sheriff's Office. Recently, the village experienced two serious criminal incidents. The first occurred on December 10th, 2015, involving a home invasion on the 16800 block of Deer Path Drive. The second occurred on December 29th in the 16100 block of Twin Oak Drive, involving a reckless discharge of a firearm. In the aftermath of both incidents, the Sheriff's Office was criticized both publicly and privately for what was perceived as a lack of timely communication, and I want to address those concerns directly. First and foremost, the Will County Sheriff's Office takes all matters of public safety seriously. In some circumstances, however, we must limit the release of information to protect the integrity of an active investigation and to avoid jeopardizing public safety or law enforcement operations. In the December 10th home invasion, there was a significant delay in the incident being reported because the victim was tied up inside a residence. Once the crime was reported, responding deputies quickly determined that the suspect vehicle had already left the village of Homer Glen and no longer posed an immediate threat to the residents. Using license plate reader technology, deputies tracked the vehicle into Cook County and the city of Chicago. Once it was clear that law enforcement no longer had a tactical advantage to apprehend the suspects, Mayor Christina was promptly notified of the incident. Under normal circumstances, our public information officer would have issued a timely information to the public. Unfortunately, the sheriff's public information officer had passed away in the month prior, and the individual temporarily assigned to those duties was unavailable at that time. As a result, we relied on the village to help disseminate information to the residents until law enforcement could provide more complete details. Regarding the December 29th shots fired incident, deputies responded quickly, secured the area, and issued a reverse 911 alert directing residents within a 4-block radius to shelter in place. Approximately an hour and a half later, Sheriff's Office command staff was notified of the situation. Once notified, command staff immediately prepared and released a news release regarding the shelter-in-place order. Additional releases followed once the suspect was taken into custody, and again the next day, which included arrest details, image of the weapon involved, and the offender's mugshot. I want to be very clear, the Will County Sheriff's Office was extremely disappointed in the timeliness of internal communication during these incidents. And for that, we sincerely apologize to the residents of Homer Glen and to the village leadership. We have taken steps to ensure this does not happen again. Moving forward, all Patrol Division Lieutenant and Watch Commanders will have direct access to Sheriff's Office, media platforms, and the Sheriff's Office mobile app. This will allow real-time notifications to the public regarding shelter-in-place orders, road closures, and critical incidents that pose a danger to the community. Additionally, we are in the final stages of hiring a new public information officer who is expected to begin within days. Public trust is built on transparency, accountability, and clear communication. While our primary mission will always be to protect life and preserve the integrity of our investigations, we recognize the importance of keeping our communities informed. We are committed to doing better, learning from these incidents, and strengthening our partnership with the Village of Homer Glen and its residents. Thank you for your time. I apologize for not being at the meeting in person. I had previous obligations to attend this evening. I plan on attending future meetings to address any concerns at that time. Respectfully, Under Sheriff Dan Jungels.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is me. I got a few things. First, Ms. Mitchell. So I am the chairman of the Ability Awareness Committee. So I do ask that the co-committee members help me report on some things, because a lot of things take place, and I'm up here talking a lot, so it's nice to have other community members come up and speak. So Ms. Mitchell, would you like to come up and talk a little bit about our community, or our committee, and all the good that we do for the committee?
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Kitty Mitchell, and I just would like to talk a little bit about our Ability Awareness Committee. I think it's not very well known in the village and the township. I didn't know about it for quite a while, and I'm on the board now. I love it. It's just a wonderful group, and our mission, this would explain it kind of, is to promote awareness and advocate for an exclusive community to enhance the self-sufficiency and quality of life for all differently abled residents of Homer Glen. So our mission is also to provide outlets for children and adults that might have special needs. And these are just some of the things that we have done in 2025. We were a sponsor for Amelia, who is a Homer 33C student, and she was raising funds to install playground equipment at her school for special needs kids. We donated plastic Easter eggs to Cross of Glory Church for their special needs Easter egg hunt. We provided dinner to the residents of Victorian Village. Our group served wine, dinner, dessert. Everybody had a wonderful time. And anybody back there, Marion Village is next, just want them to know. We arranged to have a pre-Homerfest event for the kids with special needs that maybe are, bothered by crowds and noises, and all the vendors, we start earlier, and all the vendors are open. We give the kids coupons to go play the games. We have vendors donate meals for the children and their families. It's a wonderful event, and we've gotten so many compliments from parents who have that need for their children. We also participate in the Back to School Parade and the Trunk or Treat. Last October, we were able to go in at Halloween an hour early, and all the people were there for the Trunk or Treat, and it was only for special needs children. And they love it, it's wonderful. They went to every venue and got tons of candy and toys. The parents are so grateful when we do these for the kids. We started something new. We had hosted a sensory Santa, which was just wonderful. It was right before, about 2 hours before the tree lighting. And we had snacks, we had tables with arts and crafts for the kids to use. They had juice and everything you can imagine. They each got a stocking, and they could go to different tables and fill the stockings with little trinkets and everything, and then they could talk to Santa. And next year, we talked about it at our meeting, we think it would be a good idea to include other children in Homer that maybe don't celebrate Christmas, but other, like Kwanzaa, and, well, that is Christmas, but, different ethnic or religious groups, and include all those children too. And we did that at the library, and it was very popular because Christmas is so huge, and a lot of these little kids feel left out. So other than that, it's a beautiful group, and I'm very proud to belong to it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so the Ability Awareness Committee is, as Kitty said, we're really proactive on a lot of things, and we do include everybody for our events. In fact, we started off with just a few members, and then it grew to 5, and then it grew to 7, and now it's 9, and we know that more and more people want to join our committee. So it is really something that's it's touching to be a part of, and it's really meaningful for the community. As you can see tonight, we did a whole presentation for Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins, and the Hadley Middle School Special Education Program. So if anybody's ever interested in joining our meetings or committees, that would be great. Speaking of committees, as we heard tonight, that there seems to be a lack of, from what the committee believes, interest in the Environment Committee. And I have to say that is absolutely untrue. I am actually, as Trustee Schaller said, from what I understand, the staff member who is in charge of the committee just brought it up to my attention the other day that there was some interest in having different leadership, which we're absolutely fine with. And we had a meeting and a discussion about having a committee of the whole brought up again, and I think that date was scheduled. Wasn't that date scheduled, Mr. Baber, for the committee of the whole? The dates. Okay, I think they had to get to the committee and see what dates they wanted to do. I want that right away. I wanted it scheduled before the next board meeting. Was it just a couple days ago that I heard that you're looking for new leadership? So I did not know that Trustee Scheller is interested. We can't vote on it right this moment. We could talk about it more in new discussion. New matters, new business. But if there's nobody who wants to take leadership, I'll do it. I'll chair it. I have no problems chairing it. Let's take the bull by the horn and get it done. Yes, we did meet in March. Thank you. We did meet in March, and I know that the discussion was, let's have a ordinance review, and I thought it was in the hands of the committee. Every time I do check in, because I check in every month to see how the committee's doing and where the ordinance lies, and I just heard that the committee finally came to an understanding of what they would like to see and agreement with staff, and that was supposed to be presented to the board. If that is untrue, I guess I'll find out soon enough. But I would ask that Trustee Scheller join me then on the committee, or I join you, however, which way we got to go.
Absolutely. I think it'll
There
be
you
a
go.
great time.
So there's your answer. We'll join the committee and get it done. And I know that Supervisor Stylen's got a lot on her plate, but I know that she is passionate about this committee too. So I'm happy to lean on her as well to have some input and maybe invite her to the committee as well. Madam Clerk, your report is exactly what this committee or community is lacking in. You just hit it on the head, how we need to promote more within our community. Promoting our residents and letting everyone know the good that's happening and the positivity of all these star athletes, or even a spelling bee winner, or a veteran, or a special needs business, or a special needs community, or a business promoting. That's the positivity we need to keep going in Homer Glen. This negative BS that I constantly see on Facebook has got to stop. This year, this board has decided that all we're going to do is keep pushing forward with positivity. This negative garbage is why people aren't here anymore, and the people that are sitting here are. So we're going to keep mowing over those that don't want to help us, get on that bandwagon and keep promoting positivity. So if you do, let us know. Let us know if a neighbor's doing something good. Let us know if you have a friend or somebody who's promoting someone or helping their neighbor or helping a senior. I know people that called me and said, hey, this person's helping this senior plow their driveway. Those are good things. Those are stories I want to share, not this fake news, fake garbage stuff going on all over the place. I'm tired of it. You're going to see a different Christina this year when people start saying things that are wrong and incorrect and talking BS about my board. I'm not going to have it anymore. Just letting that be known for those members of the community that like to put our community down, which totally confuses me why you want to put down the community you live in. But maybe they'll grow up one day and we'll all move forward together. With that being said, Candace, you keep going. You keep doing what you're doing and promoting. What's that?
I said I have one more thing I need to.
Oh, please, I'm gonna hand it over to you for a minute, yeah.
He's not here tonight, but I had to give a big thanks to Ron Cuss. When it was pouring tons of rain, I panicked because my neighbor, I have an elderly man who cannot take care of himself, but he lives across the way and his yard was flooding, and I frantically called Ron something like the sewer drains were plugged and my neighbor was trying to get them unplugged, but Ron drove all the way out just to check and make sure everything was good. So I wanted to thank him. So
yeah, see, those are the stories I want to hear. And I know I asked Mr. Woods to be here for new business to talk about the little incidences we had, but I shouldn't say little because there were some flooding, to clarify some rumors that go around in this town. So that's what we're going to do today when we talk about the street sweeper and the flooding issues and whatnot. I do want to thank Lieutenant Piazza for your statement on behalf of the undersheriff. You know, it takes a lot to admit something, but there's lack of response, or there's lack of communication, and hold responsibility for that. I truly, really do appreciate that. I'm sure, as you saw on Facebook, I staged these robberies. I called people from the city to come out and hold this woman up. I mean, yeah, that's these are some stretches here, but I do appreciate the sentiments on better communication, because that is absolutely what we need and the residents are asking for. So I appreciate that as well. Okay, I think we talked enough about reports and stuff. We're going to move on to consent agenda. K1, consider for approval the accounts payable for the period of December 13th, 2025 through December 25th, 2025 in the amount of $581,680.78 2, consider for approval the accounts payable for period of December 27, 2025 through January 15, 2026 in the amount of $220,750, $54.60. 3, consider for approval the Treasury's report of cash and investments for the period ending August 31st, 2025 in the amount of $52,243,674.45. Consider for the 4, consider for the approval of the contract from the Ground Up Landscaping for fertilizing services for 2026 in the amount of $7,580. 5, consider for approval the contract from McLeod Aquatics from contractual services for Lamers and Culver's Ponds for April 2026 to September 2026 in the amounts of $3,850. 6, consider for approval an agreement with Urban SDK for the geospatial IA-driven roadway analytics platform for the cost of $25,725. And 7, consider for the approval the purchase of 2 John Deere Z950M Z-Track mowers in the amount of $28,576.36. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reiners, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to legislation and action items.
Workshop.
Oh, workshop. Trustee Reinders got me. We're going to move on to Lakota Group Heritage Park presentation. Thank you very much. Heritage Park Veterans Memorial. We made a promise to a man tonight. You better make me keep my word.
What a segue tonight as we sit here and Mr. Zemke was here. And I'm glad a lot of folks stuck around, including some veterans, to hear, because I'm excited about the progress made. I think I was here last year presenting the master plan for the full build out, the big vision for Heritage Park. And tonight we're going to talk about phase 1 implementation, which includes that Veterans Memorial. I'm excited to talk about that and give you guys an overview. Just as a reminder, my name is Kevin Clark. I'm a principal with the Lakota Group. I've got a couple team members here with me tonight, Morgan Chapman and Carolyn Locks. They've been working very hard on this. We've been working with the Parks Committee and Trustee Reiners and Brett on this. So without further ado, I'm going to go through where we are and the design development of this park space. You know, as we look at it, just contextually, you know, when we originally thought about the master plan, where should these elements go? Where's the right place for the Veterans Memorial to be? The architectural water feature, the pavilion. That's what we're talking about as that kind of first phase implementation. You guys had just built this new parking lot out here. Know a lot of veterans or other people might want to be, we wanted to be close by to the parking lot, wanted people to have access to that. So the location of that being just north of that parking lot, and as we think about connecting it to the rest of the park, right? So you see those sidewalks that come all the way to the Village Hall, which is in the bottom left there, and then kind of connecting to that loop around, I believe what you just, is now Zemke Way, is that right?
You're the first to say it. Yep, it is now officially Zemke Way.
Right, so that complex together, thinking about it holistically, right? We have these 3 elements that are going to work holistically in that space. And what I'm going to do is, and also thinking about how we're connecting to the future of this full build out. So as I look at this enlarged area, thinking about, you know, if you recall, we had this promenade walk, this tree-lined walk that connects all the way through from this new parking lot all the way through to the active core, right? And so to me, that's that organizing element for the whole park. And as you think about it, we're going to put that first part of it in, connecting to this formalized kind of circular node where there'll be a gateway feature, a little bit of seating, and then it's going to wind its way through, respecting the existing trees and landscape that are out there. And then off of that spine, the first thing you see will be the Veterans Memorial, that circle on the bottom. And then an architectural water feature, which is going to be a huge draw for families, and just this great activity generator for the community. And then flanked by, on the east side there, a pavilion space, so a shelter that'll have bathrooms and places to sit, and a place where community can come together. So that's kind of the plan view. I have a lot of 3D imagery to go through that'll help people visualize where we're headed with this. So, you know, the first one is this bird's eye view, kind of floating above that entry. You can see the gateway in the foreground there, and the beginning of that promenade spine. The Veterans Memorial in the midground, and how that all is anchored by the pavilion space. All of the connections, making sure that we have ADA connections and everything all throughout the park space and connecting to everything. And then, you know, in the active area where soccer is being played right now as well. And then being landscape architects, you're going to see the new trees, and we'll go through a little bit of that at the end, but just creating an environment that is high quality in a place that people want to be, and that includes that landscape component. An enlargement of, as you arrive from the parking lot, that entrance into the space, having some places for people to sit and gather, having, you know, using those elements that you have out here now, the materials, and we have like a material palette at the end that just brings it all together. We want it to feel cohesive. You've invested a lot into the park. We want to respect that, so we're bringing some of those elements into this piece of the park, and then adding to that with the landscape and the softness and kind of that, those elements as well. And this is just an enlargement as you're moving further into the space, coming in through that gateway element. You know, one thing I want to note as we talk about landscape, there's been a lot as we go to the Parks Committee and we talk to staff, always aware and cognizant of maintenance, right? And so just thinking about the best of the best plant material, the things that are going to work well, using a lot of natives. So just being very strategic about the use of those plants and how much of it and how they're going to be maintained. So that's just been a conversation that's been ongoing at the staff level as we've been going through design. We're kind of moving further into the space, that promenade feature that will ultimately connect all the way to the north, and you can kind of see how it unfolds before you. To me, the park space should be about surprise and delight. You're coming into these spaces that have been created for community, for different purposes, and that first space that's on the right there will be the Veterans Memorial space, and it'll have its own character. And as we show that in this bird's eye, it's a place of honor, it's a place of remembrance, it's a place where the community can come together and celebrate the people that have been in the armed services, armed forces. In this design, we flank the space with seat walls. We have an area in the middle that has some landscape and some remembrance opportunities, which I'll show you in a second. We have a memorial wall, and we show there's essentially a pillar and a flag for each branch of the armed services, and of course the American flag in the middle with the POW flag. So just giving you an overall view of what that looks like. Also wanting to be respectful of what that is, buffering it with landscape on the backside, some berming, some landscape, and some trees, just to give that that place its own feel, its own character. So it's separated a bit from the water feature, and it feels like it is its own element.
So I'm just going to pause you just for 1 second. So just so everybody in the room and the audience knows, or anyone who's listening, the amount of work that was put into this was not just put on by you guys or the committee, and I don't want to, you know, minimize the work that you guys did. What residents have to understand is the veterans that you saw here tonight, they had a lot of say and input into this. This is exactly what they wanted. They didn't want something dreary. They wanted something that families can come and enjoy and celebrate and remember them by. So that's really positive. 2 little comments that I just want to make. As you heard tonight, people love trees, so you did say respect the tree, so I appreciate that. The only thing that I ask is that flag, can we get like a really big flag? Like one of those really big poles with the really, really big flags? Or do we have?
Yeah, I think we can upsize the flag if that's.
Okay, yeah, make it, yeah. I'd like to see it really big and really proud.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, and thank you for mentioning that. We know, look, I've been working with your community for years. I have seen the veterans come to the meetings. I have seen them speak out. Mr. Zamp, he's been at a bunch of the meetings, and he has, in the past, very vocal about making sure he wants this, right? And so, and I heard about it at our first parks when we started getting going. Let's get it going, right? So we are working fast to make this happen. And I know there's been a lot of work put toward it. As we move through this, just giving you that kind of human level view of that space, the entrance into the Veterans Memorial and what that would feel like. You know, again, the landscape is a critical component to this. We don't want it to be stark. We don't want it to feel lifeless. We want this to have an energy and a life that changes seasonally. That's why we break it up with the landscape in the middle. That's why we have the flowering perennials, and we flank it with certain trees just to give it the scale and the presence it deserves. As we look at the central planting area, we're creating opportunities, right? And we don't have a design necessarily for that plaque in the middle yet, but it's a place for maybe a fallen soldier memorial or a memorial of some sort that you guys decide. So it gives you a place for remembrance. In the back, the Battle Cross statue in the center of that planter. So having a place for all of that to happen in a formal way that is also broken down a little bit again by the plants. So it's not so stark and it's not so formal that it's you know, doesn't feel like a place that you'd want to be. And zooming in, and we'll look at the flagpole size and the flag size of the middle there, but it just gives you an idea of the scale of what this is. You know, those flagpoles, I think that flagpole we have now is 25 feet tall, so it's not small, but we could go bigger if we want. The idea that we have a memorial wall that can be added to. Okay, so this is something that we're respecting and adding names to over time. So just with brass plaques, it's a very simple thing to do. It's a curved concrete wall where we can put the plaques on, so it could be added to and changed over time. The architectural water feature, just a blow up of this from above. You know, this, as in our experience, this is where people are going to be. They come here. And it's a place for families to come. We have this kind of radial pattern that relates to the geometry of the other space. You can see the pavilion there on the right, and a place where there's shelter, where there's bathrooms, and there are picnic tables and places to sit for comfort. We also have the other picnic tables with umbrellas, so there's shade, there's comfort, there's places to sit, there's a variety there, so parents can watch their kids as they're running through the water. And as we walk through, you know, as we look at the design of the water element, and think about the water is a dynamic thing, right? And so we could do different programs for the water, and we have a lot of different ideas. You know, we have the arcing jets, we have the low bubblers, we have the mid-size. So there's a lot of programs that we can do with that to make it really dynamic and interesting, and a really great feature for the community. And we just show a few images of this. Of this element. And we have some other ones. You know, each of the nozzles that shoots the jet actually have lights in them, so you could change the lights seasonally. You can create, you know, you could have them red, white, and blue for 4th of July. You can have them orange for, you know, at different times, whatever you want it to be. So it's just one of those elements that is dynamic. It isn't static.
I just want to pause you again.
Yep.
So when Homer Glen residents look at this photo and they see this water, they're seeing dollar signs, right? I just want to emphasize that this is not Illinois American Water. This is a well.
Yep.
Okay, just so everybody's clear, this is not water money going down a drain. This is a well that resurfaces, okay?
Yeah. Thank you. And then as we look at kind of the space between that, the axis that leads to the pavilion, you've got the water feature on one side, you've got the landscape buffer and the memorial on the other side, and that feature, that timber and stone feature that will have the bathrooms in it, and some mechanicals for the water feature housed in that building. Another view of that and some of the landscape. Just to note, like the idea of lighting, there's going to be bollard lights, path lights, low-level stuff, nothing that's going to be, you know, we know you're dark sky compliant. We know we want to be respectful of that in the community. So there's not going to be any larger lights out here right now. And then the pavilion itself, I think we had a capacity 96 people seated. I'm sure you can get more and grow from there. So, you know, just thinking about the materials of that, so having that stone, the stone material that is used throughout the park, bringing that element at the column base, the timber, a natural material, having the peaked roof in those structures, so it has a presence. It's not flat roofed. It doesn't feel like it's mid-century modern or something. It has that kind of traditional feel. And then it's located so that, you know, soccer can come over or other activities as well. And just kind of moving through that space, showing the back side of it. And then really buffering on the back side, just so this whole thing feels like it's together and buffered from the kind of grass area that's just open right now. You know, not going to get crazy into the details. This is floor plan of the pavilion, so just showing how we lay out some picnic tables. And there's 2 restrooms off of that main spine, one for each gender on each side. This just shows elevations from the architect. And then again, just kind of highlighting what that feels like underneath the main spine, kind of that moves through the space. It's open, and kind of that tall ceiling, so it feels open and has a nice feel. And then we get into the materials again. You know, you saw it from the renderings. We're bringing in stuff that's going to be durable. You know, we've talked to Brett. You know, in Public Works that we don't want to have tons of pavers and stuff out there. We want to have concrete. We want to have, you know, bring some of the, you know, that stone veneer, but be respectful of budget and cost. And then, you know, just bringing in the outcropping stone and stuff that you have already, so it feels cohesive with the rest of the park. As we look at the materials of furniture, again, relating to what you have with the benches and the bike racks and the pavilion seating. We did bring a new element with the umbrellas, just knowing that people want shade. It'll be a little while before we have a ton of shade from the trees, so just making sure we have that in the meantime. And then just highlighting, you know, again, the brass donor plaques, the character of the wall and the landscape and those elements that we showed in the renderings for the Veterans Memorial. I think this depicts the water feature a little better and kind of that, how the jets work, the arcing jets, the low spray heads, there's like a little, what we call scrim pool, so just like a little wavy, little bit of water that is at the bottom that splash through like a puddle, column spray jets, and kind of and then it's all centrally drained together. And you know, we have a few just other renderings. Again, they all have lighting in the nozzles, and they could be programmed in different ways. So we're just showing different or depicting different times at night or whatever the case may be, so you can see the character of that. And then finally, last but not least, we've developed a plant palette. We've gotten feedback on this. We've already refined this. So making sure we're using, you know, the best of the best trees that are gonna do really well for different character. And I should say we actually developed a palette that is red, white, and blue themed. So at certain points of the year, whether it's the red fall color, a red twig dogwood during the winter, flowers that are white or blue. So we have this kind of theme, this palette. So just to kind of tie it all together for the Veterans Memorial and what we're trying to accomplish. So I don't need to go through every species here unless somebody has a specific question about that. But we have a palette, and we'll get into a more detailed landscape design as we move forward. And I think that's my last slide, and I think we're shooting to go out to bid April, early April. So that's where we are right now, and we really want to continue moving on. So I can answer questions, and if I can't answer them, I'll just throw my team up here and walk away.
Trustee Schaller, do you have anything? Trustee Muller? Trustee Reinders?
No.
Trustee Mason?
I've seen a lot of these. We've been working on this for a while, and I think it finally incorporates what the village is looking for, what Mr. Zemke's input is designated, and I think we're headed in the right direction.
Trustee Lepore?
Everything looks really nice, beautiful, good work.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No, looks great.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're on schedule to go out for bid in April.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much. We don't have any questions. I think it looks great. I know Lou approved, and so did so did the American Legion, so I'm happy with it if they're happy with it, so.
I actually gave Lou the drawing. Oh, I actually dropped off a copy of the rendering the minute we got it. I dropped it off at his house for him to see.
Good, good.
Great.
So we'll make that happen, and we'll get moving on it.
We will make it happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation. Oh, sorry, Mr. Westcott.
Just to conclude everything, I wanted to thank you guys for coming out and presenting this. That was great. I think everything looks excellent. And just to reassure the board that through every step of this process, Lakota's been pretty lockstep with us.
Yes.
We've involved staff, our facilities, our parks, our public works. We want to get feedback from the people who are going to be maintaining these plants, who are going to be operating these systems. We're making sure that we are doing things cost effective. We're trying to value engineer and save money where we can in this. So I just wanted to reassure you guys that we're in good hands. Lakota's been doing an excellent job so far. And we will continue our oversight and shoot for our goal of April for the
I keep
bidding.
pushing.
Yeah,
I keep pushing.
I also want to, when we get closer and when this is, closer to groundbreaking and completion, I know we have ordinances about, graffiti and all that and fun stuff, and I worry about that with this. I think we need to have some sort of policy or resolution or ordinance or something that if there's a dirt bike or someone with a spray can in this little area, they're going to be paying some really hefty fines.
Yeah.
There's no way out of it. Maybe even some jail time if I can get it. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you guys for all your hard work.
I didn't look, but is this available on the village website for residents and other people to view?
I don't know.
I don't see why we can't. It's a privilege.
Yeah, we can, we'll put a page on either the parks page or the dev services page.
Probably on the parks, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get it uploaded on there so everyone can view it.
All right, perfect. Okay, Mr. Mason's, are you okay? Doing okay?
Hanging in there.
All right, let me know if you need to leave. All right, we're going to move on to
Take
L2.
some drugs.
Consider for approval an ordinance amending 83-68 of the Homer Glen Code, decreasing the number of Class A restaurant with service bar liquor licenses by one Zamaga Group LLC, DBA Serventinos, 13005 West 143rd Street, Homer Glen, Illinois. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Trustee Holzhauser, any discussion? This is more or less like a cleanup situation. Housekeeping, everyone's good. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Oh, Trustee Wright, she's drinking, but
sorry,
she will
I forgot
abstain
about
from
that.
the vote.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
So motion carries. Moving on to number 3, consider for...
Forgot Trustee Schaller.
Oh,
I thought I called you.
I thought she did too.
Sorry. Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to number 3, consider for approval an ordinance amending 83-68 of the Code of the Village of Homer Glen, increasing the number of Class B liquor licenses issued within the Village of Homer Glen. It's understood that the number of Class B liquor licenses, restaurant and bar, will increase by 1. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Mason, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Trustee Holzhauser, any more discussion? Again, just a
Again,
cleanup
this
matter?
is cleanup.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
You still have to call...
Trustee Reinders.
I abstain.
There we go. All right, motion carries. Number 4, consider approval and ordinance authorizing the video gaming license to Zamaga Group LLC, owner Carl Evans, doing business as Serventinos at 13005 West 143rd Street, Homer Glen, Will County, Illinois. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Reinders, is there a second? Trustee Holzhauser? Any discussion?
You got me. No.
No.
No? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, number 5, consider for approval an ordinance with conditions granting a major change to a PUD with exceptions. A, special use for drive-through use. oh, did I skip one? 1, a major change to a PUD with exceptions. 2, a special use for drive-through use. 3, a special use 24-hour operation. And 4, site improvement plans for certain real property located in the C3 General Business District at 14025 South Bell Road, Homer Glen, Illinois. PIN number 16050130102600000 HG2529-PUD. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion,
Trustee
Mayor.
Reinders, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore, okay, you can step up to the podium if you'd like. We're going to start with Trustee Reinders if you have any questions or discussion.
I don't have any questions, but I would just like to add that, Chase has been a staple in our community for many, many years. This is actually not a additional bank moving into Homer Glen. This is basically just a move from one side of the street to the other. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for them to be able to provide more service to the customers that they have in Homer Glen and actually increase some of their customers. So I've been on board with this from the beginning. I did not want to see a vacant building sitting there, and I'm very happy that they've taken the opportunity to come back before us. So I have no objections.
Trustee Lepore.
Yes, I would like take a moment to ask Representative Chase to please explain the differences between this agenda item and the last one we voted on.
Thank you, Trustee Lepore. Thank you, Trustee Reinders, as well. Thank you, Madam President, as well. I appreciate you guys hearing me again. I'm John Krisoff, the Market Director of Real Estate for Chase Bank. I handle Northwest Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. You might be a little confused by we're back. We got a no vote probably less than 6 months ago. After that no vote, we kind of regrouped internally and decided what we want to do. I think I mentioned at the last board meeting, we have a lease expiration later this year. We're currently operating, as Trustee Reinders mentioned, in the Jewel Osco right now in a small branch. That lease does expire later this year, and we need to kind of just determine what we want to do. We did effectuate a short-term renewal, but long-term, that branch is really a transaction-only branch. It doesn't provide, it's not full service. Really, no one opens accounts there. We don't do any business banking. We don't do any lending, small business lending. We don't do any home lending or have any of our JP Morgan financial services or investment advisory services there. So we decided, do we want to keep operating there? Do we close it, which we didn't want to do because it's a long distance between our other full-service branches in Orland Park or Lockport? Do we look for a different location? This was, and basically we potentially could have the same result in a different location, or do we go here and still operate? And we could operate by right because the use of the bank is okay. It was what we were denied the drive up, anything that was a special use on the PUD, the drive up, site improvements, the new access point, and the additional signage. So we decided, we were not operating as a full service branch internally in the Jewel. We like to operate, that site really worked well for us. So we decided to move forward with just a by right. We stripped all those special uses from our permit application. We reapplied and decided to move forward just with the bank, no drive up, no extra signage, no access point, no additional landscaping, trees, all that stuff. And as we move forward with that, I think it became apparent that that we would still want to pursue the purchase of that building and operate. And after some internal discussion, more discussion internally, when the community just learned that we were still going to go, it was communicated back to us. Why don't you reapply with that knowledge? Because I think part of the no vote was maybe, we need more restaurants, or the bank doesn't provide, sales tax revenue and stuff directly. In which we hear, like we want, I think part of the full service branch in doing small business lending, community lending and things like that would provide more restaurants, more investment, more spending in the community, which will provide an economic lift, which we want, which is good for us. I think we're aligned in that totally. So anyway, so we're back in front of you now, hoping that, knowing that we want to be part of this community, we want to make a big investment in that branch. We would like to have all the bells and whistles. I think, not having the drive up would just hurt our customers, potentially your constituents, and not really provide any sort of benefit
So that's why, we just want, with more information, that's why we're back today. We did, again, like making that, the extra economic lift, I think is, down the road, I think there'll be a sales tax revenue bump increase in Homer Glen, but in the short term, we heard you, the property owner wanted me to mention, he couldn't be here today, but he wanted to mention that they were willing to make a $35,000 donation to Homer Glen. They want to make that to the Ability Awareness Committee. I think we heard more about that today, and so I think that's a great cause, and we're gonna have them direct that to that committee. So if you have any other questions for me while I'm here.
I don't know if I have a question or more like the state of shock on my face right now. I know the trustees were talking, and I don't want to interrupt them. I know it was Trustee Lepore's floor at the time, and you seem to answer the questions. Now, I'm the chair of the Ability Awareness Committee, and I'm going to circle back to you in just a minute, okay?
Sure.
With that, but Mike, Trustee Lepore, did you have anything else to add on that?
So it is Chase Bank's contention to purchase the property outright, correct?
Yes.
Originally, I wasn't a big fan of a Chase Bank in that location. I would much rather see a restaurant, as many residents would. But with this new information, there's very little that the board can do to stop you from operating a Chase Bank at that location if you purchase the property outright. Not what I originally wanted, but at this point, I would rather be an ally to a business looking to expand in Homer Glen rather than an adversary. So let's work together to make this the best Chase Bank location in Illinois.
Appreciate
that. Thank you.
Trustee Mason?
I had the opportunity to talk to Trustee Reinders, who's wanted this all along. I also talked to Trustee Lepore and actually all the trustees at some point during the prior week. I was not a proponent in the beginning. I too would like to see a different business there, but I also would not like to see the building sit empty. It's a very generous what you just stated, and it's news to me. I'm in awe by that. I am pro-business. I want to see the building occupied. With the changes that you're bringing forward at this time, I don't see why we wouldn't move forward. Thank you.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I was in favor of this, the first iteration of it, and I'm still in favor of it now. I think, to Mike's point, I'd rather see a business thriving in that location. I think if another restaurant wants to come to town, we have plenty of real estate for them. So, congratulations.
Trustee Schaller?
Can we get some clarification on this donation? I don't want this to appear
He's going to, I just had a side conversation with him. If you'd like him to go ahead.
I would like the attorney to clarify this.
Certainly. So for purposes of the vote here today, the trustees are not to consider what the individual here just shared, meaning that they are looking to provide any sort of a donation to the village in exchange for your deliberation and your consideration today. That is expressly to be excluded from your consideration on the matter before you.
No further questions.
Trustee Muller?
Originally, I was against it, like some of the other trustees said, would much rather see a restaurant or something there, but if we're going to do this, I agree, let's do it right and make it as finely tuned as we possibly can.
And my sentiments on it are simply that, again, it was nothing against Chase Bank. And I believe you understand that.
No,
it was
yeah,
more
absolutely.
of a tax-generating revenue that we were looking for, and another place for the residents to eat.
Yep.
So it's nothing against Chase, it's just...
No, we hear you, and we want the same thing too. We want more restaurants, more thriving businesses, and the same thing. Like a stronger economy in Homer Glen is a benefit to Chase too, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a new business, it's more of an expansion at this point. And Trustee Reinders, you did help convince me.
I've been saying, we know, Rose. I did hear some sentiments, though, of a few trustees saying that if they're going to do it, they're going to do it right. So what we have before us is some proposed changes. I know there's some exceptions on, I'm sorry, with conditions. Was there anything else? Because I know he had talked about some other things that we denied, or is anything can be brought back up now, or is it something?
I think the reason we denied it before is because we didn't want, well, first of all, you guys didn't want a.
Here we go.
You guys didn't.
Yeah, I mean.
I think it's important to have a drive-through. It really is important. I mean, as a customer of Chase or any other bank, I mean, it's always convenient to be able to drive through and do your business and then go off and, about your day. But I mean, I just think it's a convenience to have a drive-through. And unfortunately, you're starting to see a lot of banks don't have drive-throughs anymore. And I'm like, what?
Well, I think they don't need them as much because of online banking, but to your point, I agreed with the first iteration that you had. If that was your best product that was going to suit you going forward, I'd like to see that. I don't know if we can go back in time.
That's what I'm asking, because if you guys are going to do it and you want to do it right, I'd rather get it all done.
Yeah, we want it all.
I want to give them what they want.
Yeah.
So they could be as successful as possible.
That's it.
We know you do. So I don't know how to go about going back or changing or granting more variances or however we got to go about this. But again, I want to emphasize it's not because it was a Chase Bank in itself. It was because they wanted a restaurant. And I think that was the whole reason it was denied. You didn't get denied because they didn't want to give you fair play and have your drive-through and all that other stuff. So if you're going to compete with other banks, you might as well be able to really compete with the other banks.
Appreciate that.
So I don't know where we go. This has never happened, so I don't know where to go from here. I know I always throw you some doozies.
Unfortunately, the matter that's before the board for consideration is the one that's here. Short of doing a multitude of amendments that'll get you to the plan and the conditions that you're suggesting that you would like to approve, I don't see that being a practicality, Your Honor. I'm sorry?
Would we be able to table it and then him come back and ask next month for the original iteration?
Maybe Mr. Gruba?
Yeah,
no, if I could just, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand, but this is the exact same proposal as before, with the exception that the front two columns that are masonry are a little bit lower, and it went from gray to slightly less gray for the fire.
That's the way I understood it.
I thought so too, yeah.
I think I confused everybody. I apologize. When we stripped everything from and resubmitted, that didn't need to go back to village board, because that was a by right without a PUD. So this application is the original application with all the bells and whistles.
Because when he asked what the changes are, and you mentioned the drive-up, I didn't remember the drive-up from last time, but I could be wrong.
It's only one drive-up ATM, and we placed it in the back to make sure it was shielded from the street. It's minimal impact, and
so this is what you want.
This is the full.
And when I read it, and because I remember the first one, all I'm seeing is it's the same columns. It's a material change on the column, correct? And the color. So as long as you meet the final engineering and the building code requirements, I do not have an issue with it, and all the landscaping requirements.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we do.
Thank you. All right, well then, is there any more discussion?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Schaller?
No.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congrats and welcome. All right, we're going to move on to number 6. Am I right? Yes. Consider for approval an amended landscape plan for the Fisher Plaza monument sign at the common address 14322 South Golden Oak Drive, Homer Glen, Illinois, case HG 2520V. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Trustee Mason, is there a second? Trustee Moeller. Okay. So this was brought back up due to the simple fact that we granted them a grant, actually, and we asked them to do certain landscaping in their sign. When I went out there and took a look, I've asked other board members, I know staff has, there's no way you could put 40 trees in this area. They did sprinkle some bushes. They put 13 bushes in that area. They put 3 bushes along the side of the building, and then the village went ahead and put 3 right-of-way trees. I think that's sufficient enough, not because of the trees, but also because they beautified this building which was starting to go downhill, and they did resurface this entire building and make it look appealing again. So I had asked for it to be brought back before the board to go ahead and move forward with proceeding with his grant funding. Does anybody have any questions or discussion on this? Madam Clerk?
I have discussion.
Oh, you do? I didn't see you nodding. Yes.
I'm not opposed to this, but I look at the pictures, I've been by there myself. We agreed to 40 units being put in, whether it's Weigela or switchgrass or spireas. I think that this is sparsely landscaped. I don't think it would fit the 40, and I don't know what the right number is, but I think, I mean, I know it's winter right now. I've been by there in the fall. I felt like he put the smallest plants he possibly could in. And, you know, I apologize if you're in the room, but this is the true sentiments that I feel. And I think that it should be a little bit more. I'm not trying to put stipulations, but I think that, and I don't want to block the sight of view, but I think it should be a little more beautified, because he did agree to 40 plants. There's 13 plants now at this site, in that property, in that area. And I don't know if the number's 20, and I'm not trying to hold anybody's feet to the fire, but I think they have to be more substantial, because I feel that this is sparsely landscaped at all.
Oh, thank you. Does anybody, Trustee Lepore, I know that you're going to abstain. Trustee Holzhauser, do you have anything?
I don't.
Okay, Trustee Schaller?
I agree with Trustee Mason. I do believe that we haven't reached that happy medium yet with plantings.
Trustee Muller?
I agree. I think we could do something in this, I'm going to call it this little buffer between the sidewalk and the parking lot. Where, I mean, you could definitely throw some more in there and dress it up.
Trustee Reinders?
I actually went over there, took a look at it, and I mean, being a gardener myself, I could see that, you know, it's winter, and hopefully, I think we should put some conditions on here that maybe in the spring, if these plants don't sprout up, that they can add a few additional plants there. But I disagree with planting in the side there, only because of the fact of the site. It's very difficult when you, this parking lot has one way in one way, but then to go out the other way. So everybody tries to go back, U-turn and go back out that side, that same driveway. So I think if you really put a lot of plants there, it's gonna block the site of being able to make a left turn. So I say, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just think that maybe we should put a condition saying, come spring, if the plants don't sprout the way that he hopes that they would, that, you know, he has to do some replanting.
Or something like we can revisit this.
It did say that a couple of the plants had been eaten, right?
They do, the rabbits will eat.
Right, so at a minimum, they should warranty those plants for the spring.
I think that goes kind of without saying, because I mean, technically, I mean, who's to say he just doesn't put the plants in and then rip them out after? So I think he has to maintain that.
Right.
I did go out there, and right where this is, it's right behind the handicap parking. So if you look at the screen, where the sign is, that little turnaround, which is what Trustee Reinders was saying, if you go to the left of that, where that white pole is, that is the exact handicap parking that the handicap area backs up to. So that space is not a parking, that's where people have to move. So adding landscaping and bushes in there, he did state, which I did not see personally, I asked for him to bring him tonight, but I don't see him here, that he had 2 quotes done by 2 landscapers, and I'm not a landscaper. I couldn't tell you how many bushes or what type of bushes can go in there and what's going to survive. He did have 2 quotes from 2 landscapers saying that is the max you can put in there, otherwise they're going to choke each other out. I mean, I'm just going off of what they said.
My house is way landscaped beyond this.
I understand, but this is a signage area. You have to also keep in mind too that this is his sign, and if bushes go any taller or bigger than certain sign slots, you're just going to block a sign name.
So is it possible then, Mayor, not to interrupt you, but is it possible then, as Trustee Muller stated, that, you know, he had originally promised us when this went in that he was going to shoot for the 40 plants, and I'm in agreement, maybe 40 don't fit here. But because it's so sparsely landscaped, and I feel that this was a lack of effort, to be honest with you, when I look at this, because my house is tiered and there's plants on top of plants. But that area just in front of those stones and in between the sidewalk, is that something that he could possibly beautify?
So, I know you probably couldn't go out there because you had some other things happening. I did go out there and take some photos. This picture does not reflect the bushes that are put in there.
Okay.
Just so you do know. The picture that you're looking at right now, if you look really, really, really close, there's like a white dot, another white dot, and another white dot. There's actually 4 or 5 bushes planted right there. They're just very, very little. They're planted in the ground.
That's what I mean.
But they have to have time to grow, I understand. I mean,
But they, when they were originally promised, they were stated, and if I go back through here and read it word for word, I'm pretty sure it was like 4-gallon pots will be put in, it will be a maximum, exactly, and there will be spireas and wigalias and this and that. And what I see is 3 blades of grass, maybe 2-gallon pots. This is sparse.
So, as I was saying, that when he put the bushes in, again, because I went out there, when someone tells me a recommendation, is actually the staff that gave him the recommendation off of a previous recommendation that we gave for this amount of square footage, right? I'm not a landscaper, so when I vote, and which I didn't, but on 168 square feet, you're gonna tell someone they gotta put 40 bushes in. That's very tight. That's very tight. So I can see where somebody might say, well, if that's the recommendation, sure, I'll put it in, not knowing until they actually have a professional go out there and say, 40, you're going to choke them all to death. I don't want to kill plants either, so I want to give them a chance to survive. It's your decision, absolutely. I think when I looked at, and I have photos on my phone, and I wish I could be able to share them with you, but by the looks of what I have, it does look more, it doesn't look like that. That's just.
Can I just add one thing here?
Yeah, turn your mic on.
If you look at this on the back of this, he's got all these different wigalia bushes in here. If these wigalia bushes will choke out.
That's what I'm saying.
Every single thing that's
But that's
there.
what's recommended here.
Because they grow, they're huge.
That's what they're saying, and that's why he's confused as to what he's supposed to put in.
They're huge.
And so I get that, and so I'm not trying to make him adhere to the 40, as I stated. I think that this should be revisited, as I believe Trustee Reiner said, or with some conditions, or I think that Trustee Lepore stated, maybe we need to revisit this at some later date. I'm familiar with spireas. I'm familiar with these plants. I know what spireas can do. You could plant spirea next to spirea, next to spirea, next to spirea, and they'll grow like a hedge. So when you have 13 plants on this area, 168 square feet, as you state, you could fit either something more mature or better plants in that area. And I just think that it's sparsely, at this point, landscape. I think the minimal is done.
Yeah, I'm not a professional landscaper, so I can't tell you if it was or if it wasn't, but Mr. Gruber, I'm going to have you jump in just for a second.
Thank you, Mayor. So in the packet, you'll see this little plan here that actually shows what was approved, and it shows that green area. That was the landscaped area that was approved for. That actually goes between the sidewalk and the sign. So he could, basically this landscape plan shows that there's supposed to be plants between, the sidewalk and the sign in the grass. Yeah, so that's, that's what was not done. So anyway, I guess I might maybe just throw it out there that maybe the 40 plants could be installed no later than July 1st or something like that, and we can, move forward with the grant. That's just an option.
I'm all for doing it with conditions.
Yeah.
What do you guys so choose to do? Works for me. I just,
I'd like to make a.
I was not aware of that side area.
Yeah, so
that's not what I was told before. That's why I'm.
Yeah, my apologies, but so we did try to help out with the applicant by drawing the landscape plan for him. But yes, the entire green area that's shown in this little plan is the landscaped area that's required by code. There's just not a plant specification. It was tied to the recommendations, and then he signed his name on it.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber. So, Madam Mayor, I'd like to move forward.
Gruber.
Yeah. I would like to move forward with making an amendment. I'm sorry I'm killing everybody's names tonight. I had knee surgery 2 weeks ago, and I'm surprised I'm here. So this is 14 days into it, and my meds might be wearing off. Or not working. So I need to get out of here soon. But I appreciate the information, and I agree. I would like to move forward with making an amendment to granting him what he needs to have done, provided we have the ability to go back and visit this at a later date, such as June 1st.
Well, there would be really no amendment, I guess, because it's just, then you just deny this and make him continue with the 40 unless you're looking at putting less than 40.
It does, see, I'm not trying to be a stickler on this, I'm just trying to say beautify the area.
But that's where you got to be specific, because to him,
All right,
that's...
25 then, and then we'll have to see it
So
at that
he's,
point.
okay, so he's at 13 plus the 3, so that's 16 that he's already has him. It's not in this specific area, because he's got 13 in here now.
Right.
Correct, yeah, his 13, that's, you know, west of this, left of the sign.
16 more.
And then he's got 3 along the side of the building.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, he planted on the, you know, the northwest, I'm sorry, north, south, and west sides of the sign, but he could plant on the east side of the sign.
Right.
Right in the grassed area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're suggesting that he needs 9 more in this area here?
Yes, I would like to see something. You're making me put a number on it.
Well, I'm just doing the math. I mean, because we have to be specific. We can't just say beautify
Well, I was trying not to be
it.
a stickler. I want to help the gentleman,
Yeah,
but I just
I
wanted
understand.
it a little more landscaped, per se.
Yeah.
So
So you're basically making a motion to amend the motion as written. Is there a?
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders, okay. So any discussion on the amendment?
Yes. Can we have a clarification on what the amendment exactly is?
Right, so right now, the motion, original motion was that he had to have 40 bushes in on this property. Kurt had lowered that number from 40 to 25. Mr. Fisher had put in 13 around the sign, plus 3 on this north side of the building.
Oh, yeah, right.
The village did put in 3 right-of-way trees in the parkway. If you don't want to include that, that's fine. So if Trustee Mason is lowering the number from 40 to 25, that would mean he'd need 9 more bushes to be put in the landscape area.
Indoor plants.
In that area, that boxed area that was not included by the sign. It's more to the right, to the east of that sign. But if you're going to make that amendment, I would be specific as to what type of bushes, because you're saying that you don't like these little, I don't know if they're rose bushes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So when you think about it, you're saying bushes. A spirea is a bush. A switchgrass is not. A wigelia is a flower. So I don't care. I just want him to spruce it up a little bit more. So I would say plantings. I'm not trying to stick them to bushes or flowers.
Plantings.
Right.
So 25 plants?
In total.
In total. Then upon inspection, June or July 1st, they're there and we can move on with it, something like that.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's, Trustee Scheller has questions?
Yeah, if we can add in a minimum gallon size of the plants, so we're not putting seeds in.
Perfect.
So that there's actually, you know, a minimum of
It says 3 gallon on here.
Mr. Baber, did you bring in what he brought you from what he put in his landscaping? Did he bring anything to say what he put in?
Just what we have here that staff went out and looked at.
So
Yeah,
does staff know?
Yeah, so this plan here that's a bit more blown up, that shows what was installed, and that shows the 13 plants total. So there's a comparison with the 20 that was approved, and then the next page is the 13 that was installed.
Okay. And those are 3 gallons that he installed?
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, so some of them are eaten, so.
Some of them are eaten.
Correct.
Yeah, because I remember seeing this before, and it did not look like that, so I was concerned of what happened.
I beg your pardon, Trustee Holzhauser?
We have to replace the ones that were eaten.
That's what I was, that's why.
Just add 9.
That's why I was thinking, you know, July 1st or something like that. There's 25 plants, check.
There you go.
Janie, did you have something?
If the new number is 25 and 13 are installed, you need 12 more plants.
Plus anything that has disintegrated, been eaten.
No, it was
ran
16
over.
that were installed.
Oh, 16 are installed.
Well, 13 was,
13 are installed.
wait, 13 are installed here, but he also installed 3 additional ones on the side, of the north side of the building, correct?
I'm not sure about the building, the building itself or the sign. I thought that there was only 13 that was.
So there's 13 here by the sign.
Yes.
There's 3 additional ones. I went out there myself and saw them on the north side of the building where Maribel's is.
Okay.
There's 3 on the north side of the building.
Okay, when I talked to Planner Khan, I guess I didn't.
Actually, I take
mention
that back. There's 4. So that's
Yeah.
the 4 that are planted on the side.
Yeah, I see it, I haven't seen it. Okay, okay, I got
See
it.
it?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought there was 3. So there's.
And those are more substantial than what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, and then there was 3 parkway trees that were installed.
Right, that we did.
Yes, I'm just letting you know. So are those 4, I'm sorry, now 4, that were included on the north side of those buildings, are those go towards the number of bushes that he has planted?
Well, technically, it should be in the landscaped area that was in the green. I mean, it's nice to have those, whatever the number is that the trustees want to do at the end of the day.
So sometimes I feel like we're a little bit too sticklerish on things. I'm okay with adding more, but when you look at this building, this gentleman had taken a building that was falling apart and actually put a lot of money into it, and we're going to nitpick over a handful of bushes. Now, granted, bushes and trees are important, I get that, but so is the look and maintenance of a building. So first, I know over at least $100,000 was spent. I'm sorry? I know over $100,000 was spent on this building, and I know he agreed to the 40 bushes. But sometimes we make an agreement to something that, just like a landscaper had to come in and tell him 40 bushes aren't going to fit here. Granted, I did not know this side piece over here was included. So if we're going to force this person to add more bushes, I would say have them add it there, even though I think that's where the handicap goes. You're kind of doomed if you do and you're doomed if you don't on this one. But Trustee Schaller?
This was a previous approval for the sign, which was part of
the
our economic development, where you was a split of 7,500, correct?
Right.
Yep.
I agree with Trustee Mason. It should go on, and the landscaping should be in the exact areas that Mr. Gruber is advising. Gruber. Sorry.
I'm going to change my name now.
Okay, yeah, I mean, whatever you guys want. So I'm just trying to understand what the motion is going to read. Trustee Mason, do you still want 25 bushes? Do you still want to have him to do 40? Do you not want to include the 4 that's put on the side of the building? You want to
No,
exclude those?
I would like it, again, I was trying to be as lenient as possible and say, I appreciate what he's done, and I get it, and I wasn't trying to be a stickler, but I feel that it is sparsely landscaped. I would have been fine with leaving it open and to the judgment of this board, but you made me put a number on it. So that's why I came up with 25.
Well, you have to by the ordinance.
That's why, well, then
yeah.
I think the minimal at this time, Madam Mayor, is I think it would be 15, and when he comes back in front of us, say 15, or the 25, and when they don't fit, fantastic. I drove by there, it looks great. I'm good for it then.
So we're going to 25, subtract the 13, or?
Yes, ma'am. And the 3 on, or 4 on the other side, whatever.
Okay, so that's your motion. So he needs to
Yes,
plant
ma'am.
8 more bushes, 3-gallon size, of these 4 types of bushes here.
Yes, ma'am.
That's his amendment. Yep. Trustee Reinders, you had made the second?
Yes.
Any more discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I would just like direction about the timing of when we pay for the grant.
When it's completed.
So that would be after it's inspected or after?
After these new plants are put in?
I would say after the plants are put in, because what are we going to do, take the money back from him if he doesn't plant them? That'd be hard to do, right?
That's fine. Right.
Yeah.
That means-
Trustee Lepore, I don't know if you can speak on this matter. So Trustee Lepore is a tenant of the Fisher Plaza, which nobody else really knew here, I guess, right?
I don't think it's a conflict.
Is that a conflict?
I don't think
Yes, you should not take part in any discussion.
5 doors away.
As a tenant?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Is it possible to give a partial payment? He has done the work on the sign.
that's a great idea.
Can we just hold 500 out?
Perfect.
And make sure that this is,
Perfect.
I don't want to tie his hands where he has already outlaid money.
Could
We're
we make
talking
that
about-
part of the amended as well?
I would like to also add that we hold back 10% until the plants are put in. Otherwise, we move forward.
I'm good. All right, so that's one
There it
amendment.
is.
It's one amendment, because we didn't vote on it yet. All right, any more discussion? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amendment to the motion.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Abstain.
Yes. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Okay, so that was the motion as amended. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll? I'm sorry, that was the amendment to the motion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the, yes?
Could I just
Joe?
have clarity, what portion of the disbursement are we holding?
10%.
10%.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the motion as amended.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Abstain.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, moving on to number 7. We're almost there, guys. Consider for approval waiving the bidding requirements per Chapter 50, Article 250-4B, based on the past performance history of the village, and approve the verbal estimated quote from Berry Landscape in the amount of $45,000 for the right-of-way maintenance on 159th Street for the 2026 season. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Mason?
I'll second.
Trustee Muller? Any discussion?
We brought this up just for transparency in A&F a couple different times. We've had this several years in a row. Barry does a really good job. It does not put our public works personnel in harm's way, and they've kept the pricing the same since, I believe, 2023.
Trustee Muller?
Everything Trustee Mason just said.
Trustee Schaller?
No further.
Trustee Reinders?
No, nothing
Trustee
further.
Lepore?
We've been through this in A&F, no issues.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Nothing further.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 9, consider for approval resolution number 26-002, approving the following executive session minutes, May 28th, 2025, July 9th, 2025.
No, you skipped
What?
one. You skipped L8.
Oh, I've been, this one. 8, consider for approval an ordinance amending Chapter 69, Animals of the Code of the Village of Homer, Glen.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to ask that we table it at this time due to the fact that Mr. Ron Cuss is not here tonight, and I've asked legal if he could get a chance to look it over, and I believe it's just a matter of some minor language.
Is there a second to table?
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, call the roll on the table. Please. call
Trustee
the roll.
Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Now consider for approval resolution number 26-002, approving the following executive session minutes, May 28th, 2025, July 9th, 2025, and July 23rd, 2025. The executive session minutes still require confidential treatment and are not to be released. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore? Any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 10, consider for approval authorization to use vendor rebate and reward funds for employee appreciation expenses. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion. Mayor.
Trustee Reinders, Trustee Mason, any discussion?
Mayor, I don't have an objection to it as long as, our items that we normally buy with these things are already stocked and there's actually things left, there's money left over. If they want to use it for events within the village, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't know if that's what this is referencing to.
It's,
So this is, and attorney, you can correct me, I'm sorry, Trustee Mason, I didn't mean to.
no, you're doing fine. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but we've never had an issue with this. These are rebates that are coming back for purchases, so.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying as long as the purchases have already been made and we get the rebates, why not use them for,
Well, they can be, if we approve.
right.
Right, so I'm a little confused. If we could just pause for me calling on the trustees, I'm going to revert to Trustee Baber, Village Manager Joe Baber. When we had discussions earlier, this was brought to me that these were items that were given by vendors. So like a teapot that we randomly get from a vendor, or like a bath mat that we randomly get, or just random weird items that they give us. It's not necessarily us spending reward money that we get.
It is. It is.
He's saying no, so I'm getting two different stories
They're
here.
not, it's because of what we're purchasing. These are things that are coming back to us.
These are tangible items, correct?
Oh, so they're actual, yeah.
It's
there's
not
no-
when you
no
spend
rebates?
$1,000 at Menards and you get 111 back or whatever.
From what I understand, that is not what we're voting on.
Right.
Now, the attorney, I just want clarity on this because it was confusing
And
earlier.
just, We accumulate approximately about $600 worth of items that we
Worth
get,
of items?
that we get rebate stuff for. And if they were dispersed, none of that would exceed the $75 limit.
Okay, so for clarity again, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading the motion. It says these rebates accumulate as store credit or reward balances that can only be used with the issuing vendor. So reading this, I'm of the opinion that it's, what the request is for rebates in the form of money be utilized to make other purchases.
So this was a question I asked,
Why?
but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, ma'am.
But the response I got, it is items, physical, tangible items that we get, like a toaster, a bag. It was not gift cards or funding, because I would not be happy if we were to give gift cards or funding back when we can use that fund to spend it on items we need for the village. So I'm being told it's a toaster.
So the way this reads, and the way I understood it, the way Trustee Reiners understood it from the way I'm gathering, and the way legal just gave us the explanation, this is not how it reads.
I understand.
So
That's why I asked for clarity.
so we have to either amend it
Or table it.
or table it.
The action item states authorization to use vendor rebate and reward funds, which I think reasonably is interpreted that that's monetary funds for employee appreciation expenses, where I think what would happen is that those rebate funds would be used in a pool to purchase employee appreciation sort of expenses, gift baskets, those sorts of things.
Okay, so it's not,
That's what
it's
this
not the
reads.
tangible items.
Items, we should change funds to items.
Okay, so I'm going to make the recommendation to table this. Unless, I'm sorry, Trustee Holzhauser, I did
Well,
not
I
mean to
guess
do
I
that.
just want to say, we already have a budget for this. We already do employee appreciation lunches, events, things of that nature anyway, right? We have a
No.
Christmas party, we have a picnic.
No, we kind of don't.
So,
So,
I mean, maybe that's the bigger question, is to come back and have a budget. And I thought this was just something that was going to supplement these.
We do have,
Prizes at the picnic, things like that.
I know we do it with Public Works.
so there has been some discussion about how certain funds are used, and that is being investigated by our attorney. So those are things of nature like how different events are paid for, which the attorney is looking into, meaning I think we're separating the two. So there's vendor things that Mr. Baber is saying it's tangible items, but then there are funds that come in from the wellness program.
Well,
It's two totally separate things. And I think, and the funds are coming from two different places. So a vendor from like Menards or wherever, and you guys can vote obviously how you want, but if we get a $75 rebate or $74 rebate from Menards in the lieu of cash, me personally, I would rather use that taxpayer dollar back into the tax-paying bucket, buying more pencils, more whatever we need for
Well, that's
the
why I said
village.
as long as we had the supplies that we need.
But when you order from Quill or Costco and you are getting items from there, they sometimes throw in, and like I said, a random toaster
Yeah,
or a
it's
random
crazy,
item.
yeah.
Those things are things I don't personally, it's weird, it is,
Right,
but
no.
I don't have a problem with giving those things away. By law, it has to be less than $75. So if it's something under $75, I can understand giving something like that away, or you have a raffle for the residents, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do with it. But when it comes to funding, for you guys, I think you have it in your impression, but as you just said, we have a budget for parties or events. No, that comes out of a wellness program, which is being investigated. I shouldn't say investigated, looked into on how those expenses can be used.
Maybe we do need that.
Yeah.
Maybe we do need a budget for it or whatever, but I don't think you're asking for too much there.
Due to the lack of clarity on this agenda item, I make a motion to table.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll on tabling.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Motion carries. Hold on, did you have something?
Yeah. Can we, may I speak out loud?
Yeah, please do.
Would someone please make a motion to amend and reconsider the consent agenda that was previously adopted solely to amend line item K6,
I think it was.
K6, yes, to include the language subject to the review of the village attorney.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders?
I'll second.
Trustee Muller? So I don't know if you guys heard, but you guys heard that, then okay. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on that amendment for the consent agenda?
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Mason? Trustee Schaller?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are now going to enter executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore? Or was it Holzhauser? Trustee Holzhauser, is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Lepore, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to ask for a 5-minute break.
Good night, Madam Mayor. You gotta call the roll.
I'm ready for a pill. Thank you, you did a great job.